watching out for you. This is Storm Team 8.
Yesterday at this time, we were approaching 40 degrees at the noon hour. Remarkable. Now we're going kind of in the other direction, if you will, even with some sunshine returning. That wind is out of the northwest, not the southwest like it was yesterday. And both days, well, quite breezy out there, but for us, the breeze is going to die down a little bit. See, we've had some gusts of around 34 miles an hour. The wind, again, trying to calm down a little bit as a cold front has already moved through. Temperature here in downtown at 32 degrees, Grand Haven 32, 38 in Battle Creek, 32 in the Big Rapids area. I really think as sunset arrives, our temperatures will nudge into the upper 20s, so it's going to be a cold end to this Valentine's Day, if you will. And if you're taking the sweetheart out for dinner, great idea, but make sure, just be aware, it's going to be pretty cold out there with likely temperatures dipping down into the 20s and even teens by later on this evening. Let's take a look at a little different perspective, if you will. We're going to take you right back to the Heritage Hill Skycam. It's one of the shakiest Skycams I know in the wind, so it always gives you a good perspective there. Also, it's facing west. And you notice a few breaks out there with blue showing up on the horizon. I think we're going to see more and more of that as the day continues. Current wind chills 26 in downtown Grand Rapids, and at the airport 35 degrees. Wind speed out there 14 in Grand Rapids, 23 Kalamazoo, still around 24 in Kalamazoo. This is a sustained wind. We're looking at wind chill, or actually wind gusts up around 30 miles an hour still. Temperature wise, here you go. Everybody now currently in the 30s. Notice how the colder temperatures are to the northwest. That's where the colder air is arriving, and that colder air is going to continue filtering in here across West Michigan. Right now, it feels like it's in the 20s out there, and by day's end, it's going to feel more like the upper teens to around 20 degrees. As we put this into motion, this is the visible satellite and radar composite. A lot of clouds earlier this morning, but notice, you have to look closely. Look at all these breaks out there. For the most part, you can see the breaks really developing in Wisconsin, right in through northern parts of the state, and all this clearing skies or blue skies are heading in our direction as this clear, drier air starts moving in. It's also colder. Here's a look at the 24-hour forecast. By 6 o'clock, it looks like a good-looking sunset arriving. Notice the wind finally calming down a little bit with temperatures around 27 in Grand Rapids, 29 in the Kalamazoo area. By midnight, a calm wind expected out there. I actually think we'll see mostly clear skies at that time frame, 19 degrees. And by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, right around the mid to upper teens out there, very light wind turning out of the south and east. But that wind should kind of pick up again later in the afternoon. At the noontime, approaching 30 degrees across West Michigan, and we'll finish out the day with high temperatures in the mid-30s with that wind picking up by the south around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here we go, the Storm Team 8-day forecast. I mentioned that wind picking up out of the south tomorrow. That return flow really kicks in for Wednesday, and that should allow our temperatures to bump up to around 41 degrees, and also a fair amount of clouds Wednesday right on through Friday. Pretty good system moves in. We're going to be on the warm side of it. That means temperatures, I think, in some areas on Thursday will be in the lower 50s. I think we'll top out around 49 here in Grand Rapids, or a degree. What's the difference? But then fall on Friday. So that timing of that cold front's actually going to come through a little earlier. I know earlier 8-day forecast had 50 on Friday, but I think Friday's temperatures are going to fall, kind of like today.
Yeah, it's really kind of unfair that you hit these kinds of temperatures, because it starts making you think that maybe spring is around the corner, and we know in our heads anyway that it's not.
At least you get the intermittent warmth from time to time. Big thaw later in the week. We're going to have to watch the flooding issues.
Oh, well, very good. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that, too. Thank you, Matt.